is Yohaness Awunyo, and I'm sure we are going to have a very good time. Let me sip some water. And so, this is YohaQuotes. And guys, we are going to have an interesting time, as I said. I'm going to take you through a quote that we are going to get a lot of wisdom out of it. And after that, I'm going to give you the personality diary, and then we'll move on from there. And so once again, my name is Yohaness Awunyo. Make sure we comply with the COVID-19 protocols, wear our masks and practice social distance and wash our hands with soap. So that's COVID-19 gist. That is not my attention today. And so guys, welcome once again to YohaQuotes. Yoha for Yohannes, as some people choose to call me, and quotes because these are bold statements by some men out there. And we want to reflect on them. We want to make some meaning out of them. And most importantly, apply those statements to our lives and gain some wisdom out of it. All right? So you ready to ride along with me? Thumbs up. We do this together. All right. So here on YohaQuotes, let me just give you why YohaQuotes is important for you. We celebrate gallant men and women whose legacies live on. All right. They may have departed, okay, from the surface of the earth, but these are people we are going to appreciate because they made some profound statements, and we find a lot of inspiration and motivation in them. Okay, so those are the people we're going to follow. So our goal for YohaQuotes, guys, is to pursue the wisdom in those statements. Now we're going to distill them, and then we are going to narrow them to suit our everyday opportunities. So the wisdom behind those statements they are having, we distill them, and then we put them to use in our everyday life. After all, who knows, we would have to be in their positions one day. You know, some of us are young men, young women, but some days to come we might be in those positions of those renowned people who make great sense and great wisdom out of their quotes. So guys, hands on YohaQuotes, we are going to journey through some selected notable quotes attributed to some famous and outstanding pace setters in our society, and we try to get practical meaning out of them. So that is our main focus, to distill them, to narrow them, to meet our everyday opportunities and make some practical meanings out of those quotes by those pace setters, those people we admire so much. That is all YohaQuotes is about. But the quote is meant to do some 4 basic things, right? One is going to provide us with inspiration for the week. Charlie guys, in Ghana there is too much in the country. We need some inspiration for the week. So that is what the quote is going to do. It's going to tackle our thought process and direct our energies and provide us with a positive path. Some people think so negative, everything around them is not so good. But with YohaQuotes, we provide some energy in the positive sense. It's going to spur us on when the going gets tougher. When the going gets tougher, we need these quotes to spur us on. And it is going to provide us with some wisdom to get our focus back. And that is very important. Don't lose focus, concentrate, press on. And so these quotes are going to provide us with our focus back. So join me as we ride along. And so today on YohaQuotes, the icebreaker is that we are going to delve into an outstanding quote by a man named Malcolm X. Malcolm X. And I know you might have heard about Malcolm X. And so we'll be right back, and I'll take you through the personality diary. Who is Malcolm X? Don't go away. Welcome back. It's still YohaQuotes. Now, who is he? Who is Malcolm X? Okay, I'm sure you might have heard about his name, but let me give you a gist. Malcolm is an American Muslim minister. Was actually, because he's so rest in peace, he has passed on. And human rights activist. Now, born on May 19th, 1925, and died on February 1965. Now, due to his father's civil rights activism, Malcolm's family was subjected to frequent harassment that ended up tragically. Now, his father was killed, his mother committed to a mental institution since she never recovered from the grief after the demise of Malcolm's father. Okay, and Malcolm and his brothers were placed in a foster home. So for a lot of years of Malcolm, he had been in a foster home, and this guy was a civil rights activist here, Charlie. In the year 1946, he was arrested for larceny. Now you might be wondering what larceny means. Well, it's one of those forms of theft, and robbery. So that was it. And Malcolm was sentenced to 10 years. Charlie, it's not easy. So some of them, when you hear these quotes from them, you are like, hey, Charlie, this guy has it all easy. Charlie, some people have suffered. Fellow Ghanaians, some people are suffering. It's not easy. So he had to spend 10 years in prison, but he was granted a parole. All right. And so what it basically means is that it's the release of a former prisoner under some terms, okay, that you need to comply with. So he was granted that after 7 years. So he didn't do the 10 years, but he did the 7 years because he was granted a parole, more or less like sort of okay, you can't complete all under certain terms, just go home, go and rest. Okay, yes. So Malcolm, well, became an influential Muslim leader, but decided to get out of it after his mentor, okay, the leader of NOI, has deeply disappointed him by violating many of his own teachings. And the experience he had after leaving NOI turned Malcolm X from an angry man into one who believed that peaceful resolution is the key to resolving America's discriminating problem. So sadly, not after his epiphany. Now, when you talk about epiphany, already we're still discussing Malcolm. So we're just looking at an illuminating realization that that often comes out of discovery of something you feel you are elated about, something of awesome nature. All right, that is epiphany. So you see, we are just not doing quotes, we are not just doing personality diary, but Charlie, I hope I'm adding up to your dictionary. Some thumbs up for me, Charlie, some thumbs up for me. Yes. So finally, the guy was assassinated. Yeah, he died, he was killed. And Charlie, he had 6 children, and Malcolm regrettably left behind a wife. But his legacy lives on. Those who know him love him for his work, they love him for what he does, and his quotes, Charlie, they are very, 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 very good. So that is our personality diary. Okay, I've talked about Malcolm X. Now, what is that groundbreaking quote that Malcolm X makes? For that, you should stay with me. I'll be right back with you. Don't go anywhere. So you are welcome back again. Now, the quotes we are working with for today, which I need you to get a look at it. This is how the quote goes. It says, a man who stands for nothing will fall for anything. As simple as that. A man who stands for nothing will fall for anything. This is the quote attributed to the pace setter Malcolm X, and that is YohaQuote for today. Let's now delve into the quotes. Shall we? Good. Great. So I need you to pay great attention to the contradicting words here. A man who stands for nothing will fall for anything. We have stand and we have fall. The contradicting words, right? Is it trying to give you an idea of something? Of course it is. Stay with me. So there are 2 great idioms here, okay? To stand for something and to fall for something. Normally when you pick up quotes, you want to get the meanings of the words that have been coined together to give you that great statement, that bold declaration. So the 2 idioms. To stand for something, to fall for something. So let us take it one after the other, guys. So dear friends, the normal English approach to understanding the concept is what we're going to go with. To stand for something means to uphold some principles, values, and to believe in it, and practice that belief to your best of your to the best of your ability. It is that devotion to that principle. So when I stand for something, it is all about me going up, believing that thing, standing up for that thing, and saying that, okay, so that thing is what I stand by. It is my principle, and I go by it. That is all that there is to standing for something. That is the first idiom. The second ones mean to stand for something means to uphold. I've talked about that. To fall for something, the other side of it, means to be tricked by someone into believing a falsehood. So view it as a compromised belief. Okay, so to fall for something, if you don't stand for something, if your beliefs are not high up and you really go by it, you are going to fall for something because somebody is now going to let you compromise that belief you were supposed to have, or which you have and you've not held towards. You fall for something. So view it as a compromised faith. Okay, makes great sense. So view it as a compromised belief, norm, or principle. If you fall for anything, you are considered gullible and naive. So this is where I want you to pay attention to. If you missed anything about, if a man stands for nothing, he falls for anything, get this. This means that someone who has no opinion and no strong conviction in life will easily accept any weak, stupid, or unbalanced biased viewpoint to them. So if you don't stand for anything, if you have no strong opinion to something, you are going to fall for any stupid, weak, and unbalanced opinion. That is why personally I have a problem with people say they cannot own up and say they have an opinion when we are having a table discussion. You should have an opinion all the time. You should be able to express yourself and say that, hey guys, this is what I uphold. I cannot do this because that's my belief. And so, fellow Ghanaians, each of us are at a junction where no one can occupy. That junction, you are the only person seated there, and it is your belief that really cements your stand on that junction. It is what you stand for. Your principles, your belief, go up for them. Don't for anything. All right. So we all have that unique viewpoint in which we want to view something. Nobody can take it away from you when you disagree, and that is one good practical aspect we learn from it. Because from Malcolm's viewpoint, if I have something that I stand for and you don't even agree to me, it means that that is what I stand for. So you essentially cannot let me go in for perhaps your biased opinion, because it's a principle. I stand for that. Great sense, right? Let's continue. So you have to believe in something based on whatever test or testimony you may have, or else you'll be blown by something. Don't just follow the crowd, okay? In the business environment, as well as other business terrain, we see this a lot. A company could blindly follow a brand and name or a formula. So what happens is that when they do that, you find out that your business is failing. You are not doing so well because you are blindly following the brand. That is their brand position. That is their principle, their belief. But what informed that? You need to also sit up and hold up to something else. Nothing would, put you off the mark, and you cannot make any impact. Their own voice is heard and established. They are afraid of what others think. They define themselves by what they are not, but refuse to own who they are. And so a lot of business brands are defining themselves by what they are. They say this must, they have this quote, but they don't really follow it because they are believing and following other people. They don't have a voice of their own. And so if you're a business manager, if you own a sole proprietorship, if you're a young man or an investor listening to me right now, Charlie, YohaQuotes is saying that believe in your brand and have something you hold up to. That is what is going to send you far. Don't just follow the crowd. Same principle goes to you, the individual doing the listening and doing the watching as well. And so guys, that would be our quote for today. Malcolm X saying, a man who stands for nothing will fall for anything, and that is very groundbreaking. And simple terms, someone who does not have an opinion, someone who does not have any strong conviction, someone who is not having any belief whatsoever would accept any weak and unbalanced viewpoint and would accept anything such as a norm, a value, or a principle, and that person may fall for it. These are our reflection for today, and these are how we want to hold up to it and use it in our everyday life. Thank you so much, and we'll be back with some brief announcements for YohaQuotes. Stay tuned. So far, thank you for doing the watching. Thank you for staying tuned. Right now, I just want you to look at the subscribe button, subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're going to have a lot of conversation. We're going to have interesting things coming your way. And so just click on the subscribe button, share this video, and let other people get to watch it. You can send me an email at yohanessjohans1@gmail.com. You could equally go to my Facebook page. I am Yohaness Awunyo. That is my name on Facebook, Yohaness Awunyo. We can get in touch. Instagram, I am at Awunyo_Yohannes_Kuvo. We can get in touch. If you are on Twitter, send me a message, DM me. Yohannes Awunyo is the name on Twitter. And if you're on LinkedIn, same thing, Yohannes Awunyo Kuvo. We can get in touch. And if you are a WhatsApper, send me a WhatsApp PM and let's also interact. 020-366-4089, 020-366-4089. Equally, call me on that number and we'll get in touch. So watch the video, share with other people, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and let us have a lot of these talks more often than not. Thank you so much, and great appreciation going to Evans Dibor. He is my cameraman and he is the big man behind this. Many thanks to you, Evans, and also to Simon, YohaQuotes Official. You can follow him on IG and also on YouTube, YohaQuotes Official. Subscribe to his channel, and thank you so much, Robo, for putting up this great work for me with the editing and everything related to that. Thank you to you, yes, you, for doing the watching and for agreeing to subscribe to my channel and sharing it with other people. We'll meet some other time and we'll delve into another interesting quote. Once again, my name is Yohaness Awunyo and this is YohaQuotes.